What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far. This is NYG Jeffy T 85 here, and I'm here to bring you my New York Giants keys to victory for the Giants to be able to pull off a victory against the Detroit Lions and boost up their record to 8-2 on the season and try to see if they can continue their winning ways as they get ready for a very pivotal and very important home stretch and against 5 divisional opponents and a very difficult matchup against the Minnesota Vikings heading to the rest of the season. Remember, the Giants have only played 1 divisional game so far this year, and that was Week 3 against the Dallas Cowboys, where they lost that tough game on Monday Night Football, and that was only one of their 2 losses so far this year. The other one obviously being Seattle, when they lost to Seattle going into the bye week. So the New York Giants right now, this is a very important game for the Giants as they're going to be getting ready to go into their stretch run with 6. I think it's going to be a very difficult stretch. The Giants still have to play 2 games against Washington, 2 games against Philadelphia, still have Dallas on Thanksgiving, and the Giants have Minnesota, and they also have Indianapolis. So though none of those games right now are very easy games. They're winnable, yes. Every single game on the New York Giants schedule is winnable because of what the New York Giants have been doing this year so far. Every single game right now for the Giants is winnable. The thing is, the Giants need to be able to consistently go out there and beat these teams that they should be able to beat. And hopefully the New York Giants can go out there and they can do that. That's what I'm hoping. The Giants have got to just go out there and handle business. And that's exactly what the New York Giants can do against this Detroit Lions team that only has 3 wins on the season. They're 3-6. The Lions have talent. I will say that. The Detroit Lions have talent on their team. They can score some points. They have a solid duo of running backs. They have a good offensive line. They have a serviceable quarterback. They have some decent weapons on the outside. So this team does have an offense where they can put up some points. And they're not even including their first-round pick that they drafted this past April in Jamison Williams. So this team does have some players on their team that can put up some points. The Giants have just got to go out there and play good, fundamental football like they have been. And you know what they have to do? One of the things that the Giants have to do that they have not done so far this season is they need to start getting off to fast starts. Every single week, it seems like the Giants are getting off to this sputtering start. It's like a car that just takes a while to start up. Like, you know, the Giants in the first half are like a car that every time you hear the engine, it goes, rrr, 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 rrr. It's like their engine is just not getting revved up. They're not getting going early on in these games. They just stall out pretty much in the beginning. And then the Giants have to hope into the second half that they start getting this offense going. The Giants have got to get off to a faster offensive start. They do sometimes. Sometimes I will say they get that quick touchdown, and it gives you hope that, hey, maybe the Giants are going to get off to this very good hot start in the beginning of these football games. And then what happens? They stall out again towards the rest of this first half. And then eventually they get it going in the third quarter. And then especially they get it going in the fourth quarter when it comes to Daniel Jones, when it comes to Saquon Barkley, Darius Slayton, the passing game, the running game, run blocking, pass blocking, defense. Everything starts getting going in the second half, especially in that fourth quarter. That's when the Giants become really good. The Giants have got to start getting it going more in the first half. Start getting off to quicker starts in the first half against this Detroit Lions team. That's what I want to see. You can't always rely on your team getting it going every single time and betting on the other team to continuously make mistakes in the second half that is going to help you get off to some of these wins in the second half. No. Eventually, you're going to have to start getting going in the first half because you're going to play against a team that will eventually not make mistakes in the second half. And then what are you going to do? So the Giants have got to get a job in terms of getting started off in these first halves and putting up some points. And hopefully they could do this against this Detroit Lions team. But that's enough of me just blabbering about that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm going to give you my keys to the victory for the New York Giants to pull off this win against the Detroit Lions and boost their record to an impressive 8-2. Yes, I said it, 8-2 on this football season. Number one is an obvious one. Everybody knows this. Run the football. Detroit right now is giving up 161 yards total rushing the football. That is second worst in the NFL. And the only team that was worse than that was the team that the Giants just played. And that, of course, is the Houston Texans. This team cannot stop the run. They struggle so much stopping the run. They've given up 264 points against the run. 1,448 yards against the run. This team struggles stopping the run. So the Giants have got to get to do what their bread and butter was. Houston didn't do it. Why did the Giants win last week? Because they didn't divert away from what was their game plan. And what ended up happening? Against the worst run defense in the NFL, Saquon Barkley had 152 yards rushing and a touchdown. Because the Giants did not divert away from what is their bread and butter and what makes this team go. Saquon Barkley is the engine. This team, the Lions, they're second worst in the NFL stopping the run. Run the friggin' football. I don't want to hear about go away from running the football. Try to trick some teams by passing it. No. You run that damn football. And you tell the Detroit Lions, we are going to run the football down your damn throat until you guys can go out there and stop it. And then once you guys can consistently stop it, then maybe we'll change up our game plan. Maybe. But right now, no team has been able to stop this New York Giants rushing game, and especially a team like the Detroit Lions that they struggle so badly on stopping the run. Run the friggin' football so much. Run the football. That's what I want to see from this New York Giants team. Run the football. Tell Detroit, we are going to run it down your throat. And the only way that we might start changing it up a little bit is if you guys stop us. Because right now, I don't believe Detroit can do it. I don't. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen, though. Because right now, I don't see the Detroit Lions being able to stop this run. Right now, they haven't stopped anybody else's running game. So I don't expect them to do it against the New York Giants rush game. That is right now tops in the league. The Giants have the best rushing offense in the league right now. They do. And when you're going against the second worst rush defense, run the friggin' football. Now, I will say, going into my second key to the game, the New York Giants struggle against stopping the run as well. They give up 133 yards per rush. 1,199 yards. So the Giants aren't exactly a good rush defense either. But at the same time, I want to see this Giants team do a better job at stopping the run. They were showing some strides against Dameon Pierce and the Houston Texans last week. They were. I want to see them be able to go out there and stop the run more consistently. I want to see them go out there and stop Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift. Both those guys are very, very crafty and tricky running backs. DeAndre Swift is the type of running back that he's going to be able to take you side to side. He's going to be able to bounce off the tackles, bounce to the outside, and pull off some of those big runs on the outside. And Jamal Williams is your thumper. He's going to go right up the middle, north and south. And he's going to give you those hard yards right up the middle. Pause. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Giants' run defense, and I'm looking mainly at the outside linebackers, Jihad Ward, O'Shane Ximines, Kayvon Thibodeau, Timon Fox, Ellison Smith, those guys. Go out there and consistently stop the run. And, of course, your defensive tackles. Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Henry Mondo, and maybe even if they bring up a guy like Vernon Butler, who they just signed on the practice squad a couple of days ago. Stop the run. Make Detroit one-dimensional. Make Jared Goff beat you. The Giants haven't been great stopping the run. They haven't. They were better last week. Even though Dameon Pierce did rip off a big run at one point in that game, and even though he had about 95 yards rushing, they kept him at least under 100. But the Giants have got to stop the run more consistently. You cannot allow the Detroit Lions to be able to go out there and run at free will. You can't do it. Because if you do that, it's going to cause the Giants to have more people in the box. And even though Jared Goff is not a quarterback that's going to go out there and he's going to scare you, even mediocre quarterbacks should be able to take advantage of some one-on-one opportunities. So stop the run. Make the Detroit Lions one-dimensional. Make them go out there and pass the football more. Because then that's where you're going to get them right in your hands. Where either you're going to rush the passer, and I'm going to get right into my third key in a second. Rush the passer, and you could be able to create some turnovers in the back end of the football field. And that's going to lead right into my third key to the game. And that, of course, is rush the quarterback and make Jared Goff uncomfortable and make him create turnovers. Make him cause turnovers on the football field. One of the things that the Giants have to do a little bit better in terms of they need to get some more interceptions. They need to create some more picks. They did get that last week. They have 2 interceptions right now in the season. That's towards the bottom of the league. The Giants have got to be able to try to create more of a pass rush right now. They're towards the bottom of the league in sacks. I expect to see Kayvon Thibodeau, O'Shane Ximines, when Azeez Ojulari gets back, Ellerson Smith, Timon Fox, Jihad Ward. These guys have got to start getting a little bit more of a pass rush on the outside because Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, they're doing their jobs in the interior. I needed to see some guys, the outside linebackers, create some more pressure and start adding up more of those sacks. I want to see some more sacks from the outside. Call me greedy. I want to see these guys on the outside start to get more sacks. Make it easier for your defensive tackles. Make it easier for Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence because Dexter Lawrence right now is having an all-pro season at the defensive tackle position the way he's playing, and Leonard Williams is slowly starting to round into form. Those two guys have been the most dominant defensive tackle duo in the NFL, and it's not even close. No teams right now in the NFL have been doing what the New York Giants have been doing at the defensive tackle position. No teams. Because you have to pick your choice. Who are you going to double team? You double team Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams will beat you one-on-one. You double team Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence will beat you one-on-one. Right now, no teams can stop those two in one-on-one situations. So if teams have to try to load the box more against those two defensive tackles, it's going to open up one-on-one opportunities on the outside for Kayvon Thibodeau, who's getting close. He's getting very close to getting those sacks. It's going to open up those opportunities for Kayvon Thibodeau. So I want to see some more outside pressure. I want to see some more hurries, hits, and of course, see more sacks. I'm being greedy. I don't necessarily have to see a ton of sacks, but I'm being greedy. I apologize. I want to see more sacks on the outside. So my first 3 keys, obviously, right now. Run the football, stop the run, rush the passer. Simple concept. Number 4, special teams. I want to see great special teams like the Giants have been doing. Jamie Gillen, though, has been struggling with his punting. His accuracy has been off. He's been kicking the football short. He's been kicking it to the returner and giving them perfect opportunities to be able to return the football towards, our side of the field. The Giants' kickoff coverage and the return coverage have been spotty, too. So right now, I want to see the Giants be able to play flawless special teams. I'm not worried about Graham Gano. Graham Gano is pretty much an automatic. He has had some moments here and there, but you know what? Every field goal kicker is going to have those moments. But for the most part, Graham Gano has been pretty much Mr. Automatic. The punting game has got to be better. Jamie Gillen has got to do better with his directional punting. He's got to do better with his directional kicking. He's got to do better of putting the Giants in better position, downing the football near the 10 or even the 5-yard line for the Giants against their opposing teams. Getting better directional kicking. Kick it near the out of bounds if you have to. Kick it near the out of bounds and make the opposing team, in this case the Detroit Lions, start with very, very limited field position. That's what I want to see. I want to see the special teams coverage do better too. And One thing I want to see from this Giants team, I want to see a better return game. Richie James, he's fumbled the ball multiple times. He even had an opportunity last week, and thankfully he downed in the end zone. Darnay Holmes, Adoree Jackson has gotten some opportunities. Gary Brightwell's been fielding kicks. I want to see this New York Giants special teams play a little bit better in terms of the punting game and in terms of the return game. I'm not worried about as much the coverage units, and I'm not worried about much as the kicking unit. I'm worried about the punting and the return game. I want to see those two aspects of the special teams get better. For the most part, I think Thomas McGahee has done a very good job with the special teams. The coverage has been solid, and the kicking game has been solid. The punting game and the return game, that's a different story. I want to see those two top parts of the team get a lot better heading into this game against the Detroit Lions. Maybe you try something different in terms of the return game. Maybe you try a Khalil Pippleton, who's on the practice squad right now, that the Giants have thought about possibly calling up and maybe giving him an opportunity in the return game to give this team a little bit of a spark right now. Because right now the Giants have got zero spark in terms of that return game. Why not? Give Pimpleton a chance. See what he can do. Because right now you're getting nothing else from that return game. So why don't you give this kid a chance? See what he can do for that return game going forward. Give him a little bit of a spark. And Jamie Gillen, if you have an opportunity, do some good directional kicking. Kick it out of bounds near the other team's 5-yard line. Directional kicking. Don't give the opposing team the opportunity to be able to run it back. So that's why I want to see other special teams. And my fifth key to the game, take some shots. Take some shots if they're there. I'm not necessarily saying go out there and just start chucking the football all around the field. No. Take some shots if they're there. The Detroit Lions passing defense is not great either. They've given up at least 255 yards passing a game. 2,298 yards they've given up passing. This team is not that... they give up 416 yards passing. This team is not that great against the pass either. They're towards the bottom in terms of their passing defense. They're sixth in the league. Sixth in the league in terms of bottom passing defense. Take some shots. What's one of the guys that's really been taking advantage on the outside? Darius Slayton. Why don't you try some opportunities with Darius Slayton on the outside? Give him some chances on the outside. Take some shots if they're there. If your offensive line can protect enough, take some shots on the outside and give Darius Slayton an opportunity to go out there and make a big play for this offense. Why not? Darius Slayton's already shown ability before. This past week, Darius Slayton took a 54-yard catch and brought it into the end zone for a touchdown against the Houston Texans, and that was arguably the biggest play of the game. Why not take a shot down the field? I want to see that. Take a shot down the field if you have a chance. Don't just start chucking the football around the field. That's not the New York Giants game. But at the same time, if there's an opportunity to throw the ball down the field, do it. Do it. Take a shot down the field. You have the wide receiver on the outside with Darius Slayton. Obviously, he's going to struggle when he goes against double coverage. But when you have the chance, take a shot down the field and take advantage of that Detroit Lions secondary that is giving up close to 417 yards per game. The Giants, the past couple of weeks, I know this is not the New York Giants specialty, but what the Giants have had the opportunity right now to really start exploiting these teams' defenses. The Detroit Lions are one of the most porous defenses in terms of against the pass and the run. They are not good. If there's any time for the New York Giants offense to really wake up, this is it. I said last week that Houston was it, but I guess I was a little bit overstepping my boundaries. Now, the Detroit Lions are 6th in the NFL stopping the pass. They're 2nd worst in the NFL stopping the run. If there's any time for the New York Giants offense to wake the hell up, this is it. Especially that passing game. And this is an opportunity for Daniel Jones to go out there and to really start showing himself as a very, very good passing quarterback in this league. because everybody right now is very pedestrian about Daniel Jones in terms of his passing ability. You know what? Daniel Jones has made the right throws. Daniel Jones has made the right plays, and this is an opportunity for Daniel Jones and this passing offense to go out there and really show how good they can be. I'm confident Saquon Barkley is going to go out there and get another 100-plus yard rushing game. I'm even confident Daniel Jones might have some bootleg runs, and he might be able to pick up some big plays too. But in terms of the passing game, this is your chance. So just to go over my keys to the game again, for the Giants to pick up this victory. Number 1, run the football. Detroit's second worst in the NFL, stopping the run. Run that football down their throats. Number 2, stop the run. The Giants are right now towards the bottom of the league at stopping the run. They did a better job against Dameon Pierce and the Houston Texans last week. Keep it going against DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. Number 3, get a consistent pass rush against that Detroit Lions offensive line. Their offensive line is not bad. Their offensive line is pretty good. So I want to see this Giants interior defensive line, which has been getting the job done. And I want to see this Giants interior defensive outside linebacker position get the job done. So I want to see what this Giants outside linebacker position could do. Number 4, special teams, especially the run game, the return game, and the kicking and the punting game. Improve better on that against this Detroit Lions team. And number 5, take a shot occasionally down the field. Take a shot down the field. Make the Detroit Lions go out there and stop our passing game. It's a simple formula. It can't make it any simpler right now than I'm making it right now for the Giants to win this game. The Detroit Lions are ripe for the picking. This team struggles on defense. Their offense is good. Their offense can put up points, but the Detroit Lions give up a massive amount of points on defense. If there's any time for this New York Giants offense to wake up, it's Sunday. So I thank you very much, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the keys to a New York Giants victory in this video. If you guys like this video, hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYG Jeffy T85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and keys to victory for the New York Giants as they get ready for this game Sunday against the Detroit Lions, hoping to up their record to 8-2 on the season. If you like the video, hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYG Jeffy T85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and keys to victory surrounding the New York Giants. Turn on the bell for notifications of the next video or short that's going to be dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And what are your keys to a victory for the New York Giants? If you agree with the keys that have been thrown out there in this video, and what are some of your other keys to a victory for the New York Giants this Sunday against the Detroit Lions? So I thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend overall. Let's go, New York Giants. Let's get this victory this Sunday. Let's go to 8-2 on the season, and let's get ready for a very interesting 7-game stretch. 5 divisional opponents coming up in the last 7 games of the season. This is where it's going to get fun. So I thank you very much. Have a great rest of your weekend. Take it easy. And as always, let's go New York Football Giants. Together blue, everyone.